Welcome everybody to our Wednesday night call. We have a ton of people on this call from Texas. They are actually just now leaving the big meeting where our founder's son, Steon, actually was with them and shared the vision of Arbonne, and many of you got to see it live on the nation's Facebook wall. He did probably the best speech I've ever heard him ever speak. It was so amazing, the words he spoke into everybody there. And you know, the whole time when I was listening to the live video, I was thinking to myself, there are 7 countries that are now in Arbonne, and millions of people across this world of Arbonne would have loved to have been in the room that many of our team was able to experience tonight in Plano, Texas. So how lucky is Texas to get to experience that? Do I have anyone from the hey, there's Melanie. Melanie, take that mute off and everybody say hi.
Oh, there, I just got unmuted. Okay, you guys say hello. 1, 2, 3. All right, there you go.
Thank you. To bring a little bit of Texas to us. I'm so glad you did. Oh my goodness, what an incredible night. So hopefully they'll be telling us what their experience was through our nation's Facebook wall, because we got to be a part of it through the live video. Thank you guys so much for videoing that for us. We really appreciate it. So tonight, what I want to do is do a virtual training on social media. As many of you know, that is definitely an area I'm personally trying to grow in, but it's also an area that our world is going towards. So in studying social media on my own and trying to learn it on my own, of course, I'm grabbing hold of any and every virtual training from top Arbonne leaders that I can possibly get. And so I stumbled onto a really amazing one that has really simplified the whole social media thing. So many of you know Peyton Mott, who is a national vice president in Texas, really built a lot of her business off of the leads that she got through Instagram followers. And I understand that concept, but I don't understand that concept. So maybe you're like me, and tonight will help you with a lot of clarity. And what you're going to realize, I think, through this training is that contacts that you have should never be a problem, because there's a whole world in social media that's waiting for you to ask them about Arbonne. And a lot of the people in Peyton's business in terms of clients and also in terms of business builders came to her through social media. So I think there's a lot to learn here, and I think there's a lot for us to really grab onto from hearing tonight's training. So this is going to take us about 34 minutes to go through this social media training, but understand this is going to be a note taker of a call. I wrote lots of notes off of it, and I think it's really going to help you guys expand your businesses into a lot of different areas that's really going to create amazing success for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me start our call. So hang tight. We're going to hear from Executive Regional Vice President Whitney Haynes. She's a part of Beth Gallardi's team. She does an incredible job of sharing. So, and she's going to do this through Zoom, so you're going to get to see a share screen here. So let me go ahead and get us started, and get your pens and paper ready to go.
To our tip of the week call. We're super excited to be with you today, or I'm super excited to be with you, and I love that we can come together like this during the week, especially at the beginning of the week. And today we've got some great information. We've been chatting a lot about this, been lots and lots of chatter about how to use social media as another reach out method. And you guys are going to want to get out a piece of paper, and you're going to want to get a pen. And of course, we're going to have this recorded. And we'll also, give some ideas for verbiage and stuff like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and turn the call over because there's so much great information. I want to give Whitney as much time as possible for her to be able to share these tips and how to use social media. So Whitney, I'm going to turn the call over to you.
Okay, awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, you guys. Well, I'm excited to be sharing with all of you. And I hope I can do this, Beth. I'm going to share my screen to the Instagram page in just a second. But I just wanted to take a few minutes. And I know, like Beth said, we've talked about it a lot. We've been telling you guys, if you haven't embraced social media, now is the time to do so. It's 2017, we're in the 21st century, and everyone is on social media. So when I say everyone, you guys have to remember, not just Arbonne consultants are on social media, but the whole world is on social media. And so I think sometimes, like I know when I started Arbonne, I didn't have an Instagram account. You guys, I can recall back to the place that I was eating at the Yard House. I was talking to Kim and Sierra was like, oh my gosh, you don't have an Instagram? Oh, you have to have an Instagram. And I was like, oh gosh, I really don't know if I have time for that. I was working 3 jobs. I had just started an Arbonne business. I had 2 kids. I was like, the last thing I want to do is have something else to keep up with. So one of the things that I absolutely love about Instagram is the fact that I can post on one place and it links to the other place, and that's it. I post one time and it goes to all of my reach out methods. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, all you have to do with the click of a button is post something to Instagram and it immediately streamlines it to your other pages. So I think sometimes we're like, why Instagram? Like, why is that so much better than Facebook? Why is it better than the things that I've already been doing? Why are you guys pushing this so much? So here's why, because you have the opportunity to reach out to people all over the world. You guys, one of the things that I love is just with the click of a button, with your posts, with your lifestyle that you're living, people can see what it is that you're doing in the UK, in Australia, in Poland, in Taiwan, in New Zealand. Every country that Arbonne is in, you have access to. And so some of you guys who have not yet embraced Instagram, you may be asking about how. And the key is in hashtags. So the little thing that we consider the pound sign or the number sign, that is a hashtag sign in the Instagram world. And so I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here, because there's a few different things that I want to talk about. Hang on just a second, guys. Pull this up. Okay, perfect. Let me get back to Zoom and share. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So the first thing that we should probably highlight here is, do you guys see, this is someone who's in Arbonne. Her name's Peyton Mott. She's an executive regional vice president with Arbonne. And this little bio section is really key. So you can go to anybody's page. You can type in Beth's, you can type in mine. I don't have as many followers as Beth and Peyton, but I want you guys to see that they just talk a little bit about themselves. Like you can see here in her bio section, she loves Jesus. She's engaged. She's going to be Mrs. I don't know how to say that last name. She gives you the link to her email address if you have questions. She says that she's an executive regional vice president with Arbonne, and it has her Arbonne link. So Beth's is the same way. You guys, we could go up here. We could type in Beth's name. And she has a bio section. She's the wife of the best husband. We all know and love Vince. She's a mom to 4 kids, a follower of Christ, an entrepreneur, a life coach, and she has her link to her Arbonne page, just as well as I do. So you guys, the bio section of your Instagram page is really important, because when you like someone's picture, like let's say you see a healthy living recipe. I'm sure that you guys who follow Kristen Walter on Facebook see all those yummy, delicious recipes that her husband cooks for her, right? So if I see a post like that that's just jumping out to me, I click on the picture and I like the picture. Like let's just search hashtag healthy living. Okay. And it tells you how many posts. Ooh, sorry guys. Tells you how many posts there are for healthy living. So let's say that I see this picture and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so delicious. Like who would not want to eat that, right? So now I'm going to go and I'm going to click on this person's page and look at all of her delicious posts, right? So now I can go through here and I found this girl all because of the hashtag healthy living. and I can follow her. But not only can you follow other people, but they can follow you. So you guys, if you post something to your Instagram, like me, for example, I post a lot of things about my mom life, right? So I posted a picture of my kids, all of my babies, #love, happiness, faith, mom life, smile, gratitude. So if somebody were to go and search the #happiness, sorry guys, they can possibly find, this maybe it was a bad idea, but they could possibly find my picture because of #happiness. So the key is, you guys, is that this is the huge reach out method, because this is a way to bring people to you. This is a way to get people interested in what you're doing on social media because of hashtags. So when they go to your page, the bio section of your page, like I know Beth and I were talking about this the other day, if she clicks on a picture, like let's say she clicked on this picture right here of my daughter with the flower, and she stumbles across my page, and she sees a post, and I'm just like complaining about life, and I'm just like negative this, negative that, negative this. Beth is going to look at my bio, and she's going to be like, oh, I don't know, like I really don't want to follow that person. So the bio part is really important, because when someone traces you back to your Instagram page, you want to be light and attractive, if that makes sense. It's like a resume. The bio section of your Instagram is like a resume. So if you're going to apply to a job somewhere, you're making sure that that resume is filled out all about you to a T, right? So Instagram is really cool because you get to reach out to people who are all over the world. You guys, I know me personally, I have chatted with people in the UK, in Poland, in Taiwan, because I was trying to figure out how to convert English to Chinese the other day on a converter so I could talk to someone on Instagram. But that's really cool because I'm sitting at my home in Tennessee with my workout clothes on, and I get to communicate with people over the internet and over social media. So some of the key things about making this work, sorry guys, I'm not gonna lie, I got really flustered about some of those pictures that popped up. But one of the keys to making Instagram and social media work is that you have to have a public page. So in the settings section, so if you're setting up your Instagram, or if you don't know if your Instagram is public or not, you just want to go into the settings when you set that page up and make sure that you turn it on to public. And I know some people get a little freaked out about that. Like, if you're someone who's worried, you don't want someone to see pictures of your kids or something like that, then create a separate Instagram account where you can post about life and working out and, washing your face and all the stuff that we do with Arvon, right? You know what I just thought about? It'd be a really funny video for me to make of like putting deodorant on. So all the stuff that we have with Arvon, have a separate Instagram account if you're worried about those things. Me personally, you guys, my Instagram is just open, and it's just allowing people into your life, because my motto is that people are going to want to do life with me when they feel like they can understand me and they know me a little bit better. So when you click on my Instagram page, out of the first 6 pictures, there's only one that says Arvon 30 Days to Healthy Living. You guys see pictures of my kids, you see a picture of my faith, you see a picture of my friend. So this really does talk a lot about, who you are. And so people can click on your profile and kind of get an understanding of who you are and what you represent. So set up your profile, make sure that it's public. And when you post stuff, you guys, just because I'm not afraid at all of humility and being humble. I have done a lot of things that don't work. And one of the things that I was talking about with Beth earlier, if you're kind of like, I really don't know if this post is going to get me any followers or gain any attraction or get likes on my post. One of the things that I do is I just post it and I see what happens, and I give it a few hours, and if nobody likes it, you can delete it. You can go back and you can delete your post. But through trial and error, you guys, I will say that what has given me the most followers ever on Instagram in the 24-hour period is stuff like this. It's stuff about my life. Like last night, I did a Zoom call with one of the new girls in my central district. And I posted this picture and I said, and they call this work? ? Hanging out, kids in bed, video chatting, setting goals, preparing for Monday. And I tagged this girl with the @ symbol. She's an official boss babe. And you guys, I have 43 likes on that. which is pretty big because I don't have a lot of followers on my page yet. I'm still in the learning phases. But people started following me because they liked that post. So they didn't start following me because I was trying to sell them the business, right? I did get 43 likes on that. But they started following me more when I started posting more about my children. So again, this is just like, and I heard, let me switch over to Facebook just for a second. Can you guys see that? Can you see my Facebook, Beth? Okay. So when we were in Atlantis on the AIT trip, there was a brand new national vice president, and I think you pronounce her name as Nicola. Is that right? And she got up on stage and she shared about her social media platform and how huge this was for her business as well. And I love the way that she compared it. And this is the same lady who spoke on stage at the AIT trip in Atlantis. She said, think about the Kardashians. They don't do anything special. They lay around in their bedroom and they chat with their sisters laying on the bed. And they have a reality TV show and make millions and billions of dollars because they let people into their life. You guys, this is kind of how social media works. Like if you're drinking a protein shake, take a picture of that, put it on Instagram, say, my morning routine, fuel for the day, feeling hungry, I'm gonna drink a shake. So grateful I have a shake to drink, something like that. Just allow people into your life. And one of the things that I loved that she said is that people started reaching out to her on social media. She gave, I forgot how many months it was that she had been, but because of just sharing her life on social media, people started reaching out to her. They were like, hey, I saw what it is that you're doing. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And people started joining her business because of that. So you guys, this has been such a huge reach out method for me and my business. And the crazy thing is that I'm nowhere near the success level as some of the people that we get to sit at the feet of and learn in Argonne. And I've already personally seen success like that in my business. So the success that you can have with Instagram and Facebook is unlimited. It's huge. This is global. This is a way for you to have a global business, sitting at your home, zooming in with your sweatpants on. I connected with a girl on Instagram. And one of the things that I learned from Peyton, and again, you guys, if you haven't listened to her training, she has a training on The Source. I think it's like 12 minutes. It's really short. And she talks about how she reaches out to people that like her post. So, for example, she posted this. She's in LA. She said, while everyone's drinking their cocktails, I'm drinking my fizz. But what's new, really? B vitamins, boosted metabolism, curbed cravings. I may or may not be on my fourth one today. And she puts her hashtags. Remember, that's the little pound sign, the number sign. This is how people find you through your hashtags. She put better than Diet Coke, much better, no comparison, fitness, FitFam, and she goes on and on. So people can find you that way. She gets followers that way. But instead of just waiting for people to come to you, she had 431 likes. That's a lot of likes. But in the beginning stages, when you're building up your Instagram account, probably, much like myself, you're going to start to have like 15 likes. 20 likes, 30 likes, 40 likes. It's really easy in the early stages to scroll down through there and say, okay, who's not Arbonne related? Oh, look, who's this girl? Click on their profile. You see that she lives in the UK, and then you can send a message. And I'll tell you guys what it is that I send and what I got from Peyton. And this is from her training. You guys all have access to that. I just said, hi, exclamation mark. Thanks so much for the Instagram love, because as you guys can see, when you like a post, it's a heart on Instagram for some reason. So I say, thanks so much for the Instagram love. Are you interested in the healthy living products I referred to in the picture? And then people will get back to you and they'll say, yeah, actually, what was that drink that you were drinking? You guys, I did a post about vegan cosmetics. I did hashtag vegan, hashtag cosmetics, hashtag lips, hashtag makeup, all the things that pertain to the picture that I was posting. And I set up a one-on-one with a girl in Asia. Well, we're not in Asia yet, but we're in Taiwan. So I'm hoping to ask her, hey, do you know anyone who lives in Taiwan? She does have really good English, so that was totally a God thing. But this is another way for you to gain contacts all over the world. And it was because I reached out to her and I said, hi, exclamation mark. Thanks so much for the Instagram love. Are you interested in trying some vegan cosmetics? Question mark. So you're just tossing a bunch of seeds Seeds, you guys. This is a way for you to have access to people all over the whole entire world, and you're just sprinkling your seeds a little bit of everywhere. A little bit in Nevada, a little bit in Arkansas, a little bit in California, a little bit in the UK, a little bit in Taiwan, Poland, Canada. You can just throw Arbonne seeds everywhere, because people are coming to you. They're interested in your posts. They're interested in your likes. So why not follow up with that person? I'm going to make sure that I have talked about all the stuff that was on my... Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about hashtags for just a second. So one of the things that I've studied people who have really successful Instagram pages like Peyton, and the reason I'm saying she has a successful Instagram page is because she has 7,300 followers. That's a lot of followers, you guys, and she's only following 1,200 people. I have studied a lot of her and her direct regional vice president's page, and they do a lot of the same hashtags. Like, one of the things about Peyton is she always does hashtag FitFam, hashtag fitness journey, hashtag fitness inspiration workout. One of the things that I know Benny taught Beth is that he has those saved in the notes section of his phone. He already has the hashtags that he wants to use, and he just copies them and pastes them. So it's super easy and simple and duplicatable, and you don't have to sit there and brainstorm new hashtags. So like if we go to this post right here, Peyton did another like unique one for this picture. Some good things have to come to an end, out with the old, in with the new. But then she goes into her regular hashtags, hashtag fitness, hashtag FitFam, hashtag fitness journey. So for the most part, she keeps all of her hashtags the same. So like me, for example, a lot of the hashtags that I keep the same are hashtag life, hashtag smile, hashtag believer, hashtag mom of 3. So I do hashtags. Hashtags are, what audience are you looking to attract? So Peyton clearly does hashtag FitFam, hashtag fitness journey, because she's looking for people who want to live a healthier lifestyle. I do hashtag mom life, hashtag mom of 3, because I mean, who do you want in your business, you guys? For me personally, I mean, I would love to have everyone in my business, but I know that moms have such a big heart for helping not only their kids, but for serving and helping other people. And so because of my personal testimony and my personal story, I'm looking for those moms who are stuck in that rat race of life like I was, who may be inspired by what I've been able to do with my Arbonne business. So that's where my hashtags come from. If you're someone who, like maybe you're already retired, you could do hashtag retirement life, hashtag, think of something, what audience are you trying to target, and stay along those guidelines, but then add a couple of hashtags that are personable to the photo that you're talking about. So just remember that hashtags are key. Try and keep your hashtags consistent, because it will bring in a certain type of audience. It will bring in the fitness audience, the mom audience, the makeup audience. Who are you trying to attract? And just remember that when you're thinking about your hashtags. Copy them, write them out in the notes section of your phone, hold it down, copy it, and then paste it to your photos, and then just add a couple of them that are new and unique. And so then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, you guys, with social media and messages, that was really all more so about Instagram. Hang on, I think I can stop sharing now. That was more about how people can find you through your hashtags. Make sure that the bio section of your page looks good. Make sure you're using hashtags. Make sure your page is public. But on Facebook, like let's not forget about Facebook. And you can direct message on Instagram. If you guys have questions about how to do that, we can talk about that after, because I feel like I'm taking up too much time. But if you are sending messages, and I think I shared this story a couple weeks ago, you guys, I went to a birthday party, and I was chatting with this girl. I scoured the room. I'm like, who do I want in my business? Who am I going to go talk to about Arbonne? And I found her. I found the one. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to go talk to her. I want to do life with her. And I walked up to her, and I was chit-chatting with her. And she said her husband works with small business owners. And I said, oh my gosh, that's incredible. I have a small business. And she's like, you do? What is it? And I said, oh, have you ever heard of Arbonne? And she goes, oh, I drink their shakes every day. And I'm like, shut up. You do? Oh my gosh, they're so good. And I said, who's your consultant? Because I've attended a lot of local meetings here. I've spoke at some meetings here. And I thought maybe I would know who her consultant is. You guys, there are 4 or 5 national vice presidents that I can think of in the area that I live in. So I thought, surely it was someone in that success line. No, she buys products from Peyton, the girl I was just showing you guys, because of Instagram. And she lives in my backyard. But she's purchasing products from a consultant in Texas because of the relationship that they developed on Instagram and through voice texting. So this is huge, and this is another reach out method. So I want you guys to remember that even with your Facebook page, take out, a global opportunity, which, we all need to be thinking global, you guys. Who doesn't want to get paid while they sleep and have a business in another country? We all need to be thinking global. But just scale it down. And I want you to think about the people that you're friends with on Instagram. Maybe some of you guys are friends with people from high school that you haven't seen in years. You're friends with people from your last job or 2 jobs ago, or the first job that you had when you were 16, right? You're friends with those people. You don't have their phone numbers anymore. You've had three cell phones since then, right? And you don't have their phone numbers anymore. You guys, the best way to reach out to those people is through a voice message, not through a texting message, through a voice message, so that they can hear your feelings and how much this really means to you. And I was chatting with a girl about this morning, and I said, seriously, you are just so stinking sweet. Like, if you sent a voice message to people, they would be eating out of the palm of your hand. Like, let people hear your heart, you guys. And one of the things, I was chatting with a girl the other day, and she gave me, an awesome idea on how to ask people. And I'm going to leave you guys with some of this verbiage. Let me get it pulled up here on the notes section of my phone. And I want you to hear the difference in this. Okay, so I'm reaching out to someone. I'm sending them a voice message, and I have it typed down on my phone because I've been practicing. And so my reach out is like this. Hey there, Beth. Hey, this is Whitney. Oh, I have a huge favor to ask you. And gosh, I even hate that I have a favor to ask. I know that you know that I do Arbonne. And just to be honest with you, my calendar is just not quite where it needs to be to continue to have the successful business. And I know that, I take Arbonne just really seriously, because Arbonne is what pays our bills. So I wanted to ask you to see if there was any way you could just grab 4 ladies together. I could come over, give you guys steam facials, the green mud mask, and a cucumber eye treatment, and aromatherapy foot spa. But I was trying to just sit here and think, what could I do to make it worth it for you to just help me out? And so I would be willing to give you $150 in free Arbonne product, or a $50 gift card to your favorite restaurant. I don't know. Would that make it worth it for you to help me out? Let me know. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. And leave that in a voice message. So I want you guys to hear that if it was sent to someone in a text. Hey there, Beth! ! I wanted to ask a big favor. I hate that I even have to ask a favor. I know you know that I do Arbonne, but my calendar is not where it needs to be to maintain a successful business. I take my business very serious. It pays our bills. I just want to ask to see if you could help me by getting 4 people together. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? That is not the same. When I say, oh, I even hate that I have a favor, but I know that you know that I do Arbonne, and honestly, my calendar's just not where it needs to be. You guys, there's a huge difference in people hearing your heart and hearing your voice. And I just really think that if we can embrace these voice messages, you can send a voice message on Facebook. You can send a voice text if you have the iPhone. Start anytime that you think, oh, I'm going to send a text message. Think, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it, and send a voice message. I don't care if your voice is shaking. I don't care if your body is shaking. Make yourself do it anyway, because they're going to want to help you when they hear that in your voice. If they just read that, it's not the same. It doesn't do the same. And then the last thing that I want to end with, I was offering $150 in free Arbonne product, because guys, the way that I do my business, I have host rewards upon host rewards upon host rewards. If you guys don't know how to do that, ask whoever your upline is when we hop off the call. But think about the things and the services that you can offer people. I was chatting with a girl last night, and she said, Whitney, I can't offer $150 in free Arbonne products. I don't have any host rewards. And I said, okay, so what can you do to serve someone else? And I was brainstorming with another sideline regional vice president, and she said, I tell new people, what can you do? What service do you have? Say, hey, I was trying to think of what I could do to make it worth it for you. And if you would be willing to get 4 ladies together, I will come and clean your entire house for free. And somebody may say yes to that, but I promise they're probably not. They're going to be like, oh, Whitney, you don't have to come and clean my house, but yeah, let me see what I can do. I'll get 4 ladies together for you. Or what if you say, you know what, I was just trying to think of what I could do to make it worth it for you. And I would love to come and babysit your kids one night for free so you and your husband could go out on a date night together. You guys, babysitters cost an arm and a leg. You guys, if somebody offered to babysit my kids for free, I'd be jumping up and down with joy. And I would say, what do I need to do to help you out? So think about the service that you can offer someone just for being willing to help you get in front of 4 new people to start your business. It's totally worth it, you guys. And like I said, they're probably not really going to make you come and clean their house, but that sets you apart from everybody else who's out there asking that person to host. Think about it. If somebody calls you and says, hey, Ernestine, I just started a Tupperware business. Will you host a Tupperware party for me? And then you get a call from the Pampered Chef lady, and then you get a call from the LuLaRoe legging lady, and then you get a call from the paparazzi jewelry lady, and then you get a call from the Arbonne consultant that says, I was just trying to think of what I could do to make it worth it for you. I mean, I just want you to know, like, I would come and clean your house if you could just get 3 or 4 people together for me. And you guys, and I know someone just said those are really good ideas, and they are really good ideas, but think about how much more meaningful it is when they can hear your voice. Okay? If you can't make a phone call, if you don't have their phone number, Facebook has these awesome tools out there just waiting for you to use them. And think about that, you guys. These things were not invented for us. These things were not invented for the network marketing world, for the Arbonne world. They were invented for people all over, of all different backgrounds, of all different professions, so that they can utilize these tools to grow from wherever they are. So think about that. You guys, I've been calling people on Facebook. I had this girl that wanted to talk to me about the business. I hit phone and I started calling her on Facebook. You can leave a voicemail on Facebook. And so utilize those things, because I promise it's not weird. It's not awkward. It's only weird and awkward if you make it weird and awkward, because, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, or however you say his name, he didn't create it for Arbonne. Just remember that. When you get nervous and you think it's weird, just think to yourself, okay, they didn't make it for me. Like, let me get over myself for a second. They made it for the rest of the world, right? And then just think about this, you guys. You know, going back to Instagram and social media and all the stuff we talked about, it's a whole new world. I get that. It's weird. It's something that we're not really used to. But when you think about tossing seeds all over the United States and the world from the comforts of your home, and just by attracting people from who you are and what you do in life, and how that is another reach out method, then I want you to compare it to going to a vendor event and setting up a booth, and you have all of your Arbonne products sitting there. Somebody walks up to your booth and they say, oh, what is Arbonne? And you say, oh, Arbonne is a 37-year-old health and wellness company. We have everything from skincare to nutrition to cosmetics to baby care. And you put some lotion on their hands and you make them feel good. And they give you their email address and they say, can you please send me some more information? You're going to go right home and you're going to send them an email and you're going to follow up. But how come we don't look at it the same way when someone likes our photo? That's like them slipping their email address into your basket and saying, I want some more information. When somebody likes your posts about Arbonne, about your life, that's them slipping you, nudging you, poking you, and saying, hey, I like this stuff that you're doing. I really want some more information. And they're waiting for that person to reach out to them and ask them how they can help. How can I service you? How can I help you? What more information can I give to you? So just remember that, you guys. It's no different. Would you send that person an email after meeting them at a vendor booth? Would you call them? Would you text them? Why would you not just send them a direct message on Instagram or Facebook and say, hey, I noticed that you, or thanks so much for the Instagram love. I noticed that you liked my picture of the healthy living products. Are you interested in some more information? If they like something that you post about the business, do you keep your options open for making an extra stream of income? Ask those questions, because remember, I mean, think about the MVPs who said nobody ever asked them to join their team, and then that one did, and now they're a national vice president or an executive national vice president. I can't think of her name. I think it's maybe Sheila Green that's popping to my head. But that's all I have for you guys on social media. Just remember, people are out there globally, and they're waiting for you to ask.
Thank you, Whitney. And I think it's important to note, you guys, I know that in the last month, Whitney's had several people reach out to her via Facebook that are watching her and asking her if they can join her business. So one thing that Nicola talked about in Atlantis was she said that, you know, this isn't something that you look at and you're like, expect that I'm going to grow to regional vice president in 3 months by applying this, but it's another reach out method, and it's a reach out method that too many people are avoiding or ignoring. You guys, it takes 5 seconds, like 5 seconds. And I know probably there's some of you who feel like, oh, Instagram, I don't want to do that. And you guys, you'd be shocked. I mean, I have people that I'm messaging back and forth with right now because they've liked photos. And every time I hashtag vegan, I get like, I don't know, 10 vegans following me. And those are strangers to me, opportunities for me to connect and have opportunities with them. And so I think it's just remembering it's just another reach out method. But another thing to point out, you guys, I read an article the other day about network marketing in the industry and how many millennials are joining the industry. And Arbonne, they commented about Arbonne, they commented about Avon, they commented about Mary Kay. But Arbonne spoke in there and said that 40% of the consultants that are joining today are millennials, you guys. 40%. And I know last year at GTC, out of the over 200 RVPs that walked across the stage, half of them were under the age of 30. Now, for those of us who are not in that age group, I'm not sharing this so you go, well, gosh, that sucks for me. No, it doesn't. It just means that it opens us up to a whole new world of people, an age group that is thriving and growing and wanting something different and better. I was on a call last night with 3 millennials. They were all 26, 27 years old in Fresno who want to launch this business. These are great, savvy business people, and they're just excited about the concept. But guys, I have to be relevant to them. I could be their mom, right? I could totally be their mom, but they have to see me as relevant if I want to attract those folks into my business. So if I'm not in the same world that they are, I'm not going to attract that. Now, I'm not going to go out and do all the same things that millennials are doing. Well, yeah, we do lots of things. I mean, I kind of like to think of myself as 35. That's where my heart is. I'm 35 at heart. But I will tell you guys that it's important that we embrace this concept, and you'll be shocked. And we've been, with my central region group, there's a lot of us, and I've been watching folks post, and they're just posting great lifestyle posts and things like that, and hashtagging. And I know it's so new and scary, but some other tips, you guys, Benny told me that the way to get the most likes or the most views is most people are checking their phone after 8 p.m. at night. So that's when people are sitting down, you know, maybe just like randomly checking. So if you want to get the highest level of views with your hashtags and everything, do it after 8 p.m. at night. And he has a lot of other tips. I mean, that's how he's gotten tons of his business. I mean, I've learned a lot through him just by what he does. And he gets a like from some famous photographer. He goes to their page, does exactly what Whitney shared with us. He instant messages them. If he has a band that follows him, he instant messages them. He goes, hey guys, just want you to know I'm a videographer. Check out my page, check out my link, check this out. And that's how he sets up and gets a lot of his business. So it's crazy, you guys. I know it's a crazy concept, but it is, like Whitney said, we are living in 2017, and it's time to embrace these other reach out methods. This doesn't replace what we normally do with our people-to-people activity, but it does give us the opportunity. Think about it, you guys, when you have your Instagram page working for you while you're doing other things, while you're doing life. You might have posted something, your morning breakfast shake, and hashtagged it, and you've gotten all these likes. Well, later tonight, when it's beyond calling time, you might be just winding down, you're in your bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, you're like, hey, oh my gosh, I got like several followers, and this person liked my photo, and you can spend literally 5 minutes sending them an instant message. Wake up the next morning, see if you've got messages back. And what I like to say is, what do we got to lose? These are strangers. We have we don't have to worry about what somebody's going to think or say about us. Instagram is pure strangers. But you guys, I do, and I'm excited to embrace the concept of booking some of that activity as well via Facebook. Whitney is going to be typing.
All right, guys. This method is just exactly what she's saying in terms of a reach out method, but I'm going to tell you something. I believe this can give you a gateway to a diversified business, a global business, to get your business in other states, in other countries, if we will just sort of embrace the technology behind this. So I hope that this has been a good, valuable time for each and every one of you. I already took notes the first couple of times I listened to this, but wow, I took more tonight. So I hope that each and every one of you will really study this and go after this method, because it's just as good as a booth. It's just as good as you getting contacts and doing the follow-up work to it. So thank you all so much for being with me, and you all have an incredible rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Live, love, give, and think abundantly. Abundance is chasing you. Thanks so much.